May 15, 2023 was the day 26-year-old Hilda Bassey, a Nigerian chef and restaurant owner, made history through a successful attempt at breaking the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking time by an individual. The Cook-a-thon started on the 11th of May at 4:20 p.m. and ended on the 15th of May at 8:40 p.m. During the Cook-a-thon, Hilda Bassey prepared over 200 meals. She initially intended to cook for 96 hours to break Chef Lata Tandon's 87 hours 45 minutes record. As the 96th hour approached, Hilda said she was motivated by her brother and friends to extend her attempt to 100 hours and 40 minutes, breaking the record of the current holder by over 13 hours. Speaking during a press conference in Lagos, she said the journey to this success started 5 years ago when it was still just a dream.
So when I say I prepared for this for 5 years, a lot of people might assume that I started losing weight 5 years ago. 5 years ago, there was no My Food by Hilda. 5 years ago, I could not afford to even have this conversation because before you even start something like this, at least you need to be able to have a little bit of backing, right? I couldn't afford to do that, but God had already laid it in my heart 5 years ago. And I think He now prepared me, prepared my brand. I didn't meet my executive producer 5 years ago. I didn't know her 5 years ago. So he just knew that he needed to put certain people in on my path to make this possible, to make this happen, right? So that I would say that was pretty much the journey 5 years ago, building the brand, building the person, and then I kept saying that I could not have done this. I remember when I did the dry run, I said I couldn't have done this when I was bigger. So was my motivation to lose weight the cookathon? Absolutely not. But I knew that there's so much I want to do with my life, and I have to be on my feet as much as possible. And to get on that, I need to eliminate the little things that affect me mentally. Now, one of the things that affected me mentally was my weight. I wasn't happy with how I looked at the time. And my brother would always say, the quickest way to get feel better about something that you don't like is to do something about it. Because next time you start to feel bad about, being a certain way, like for me, it was being at that size is, or I am feeling better about it because I know I'm doing something about it. Okay, now I'm on a weight loss journey, right? Now I put in a lot more effort into fitness. That's going to the gym, being more consistent and building my form because standing for 4 days is no small feat, right? It was even with all the exercise and all the gymming, it was incredibly difficult. My feet at a point my feet was double the size. My ankles are pretty much still swollen, honestly. My back still hurts. I have burns from hot. I slept and burnt my hand at some point. So even with all the fitness, it still took a lot out of me physically. I've lost 4 kg in the last like 3 days because till now I'm still unable to eat. I still am unable to sleep properly. I'm tired, but my body is refusing to shut down. So it still took a lot out of me. Like I said, it's a journey, and it's honestly still is like a continuing journey because as the day goes by, I would have to navigate, through this new phase and eventually just figure out how to adjust my mental state and my physical state till I'm back to like 100. But they always say the show must go on.
On our source of strength and inspiration, she said the first day was the hardest and she almost gave up.
In the beginning, when I started the attempt, I would say the first day was the hardest day. I almost gave up at least 6 times on the first day. And as time went on, and my family, my friends, my followers, and just the general public that came and, sort of became part of the dream and became part of, like, will I call it, the journey. Even when I wanted to give up and I saw how invested people were, I just, it dawned on me more that I knew I wasn't doing this for just myself, but in that moment, it was more about the people that were there. And I could not have finished that 100 hours without those people. So I could not have said, oh, I've done 100 hours, so I'm going. I have to thank them. I have to talk to them because it's important to me that they know how their support and their impact and their presence there, both online and offline, helped me get through those days, or helped me get through those hours, and helped me get through those, very, very difficult times. I would say I drew a lot of strength from God because, honestly speaking, my body did fail me. My body failed me so many times. And every single time that my body failed me, especially on the first day, I cried to God and I begged for a miracle. I remember on the second day, we had an entire worship session under the rain. I wasn't under the rain, but the people that came there, my brother, my friends, my followers, like the people that were there, were under the rain, not a care in the world about pneumonia or sickness, or they stayed there and they prayed and they cried with me for at least 3 hours, just begging God for strength. Because honestly, my body had told me, I'm done. I'm not doing this with you anymore. If you are going to continue, you're on your own. So I could not have done this without God. It's impossible. If I tell you that, oh, I worked out, it was the working out, the working out got me there. But what kept me there was God. And I honestly drew strength from every single person that was there.
The Cook-a-thon was sponsored by My Food by Hilda, GB Foods, makers of Gino, Gino Max, Bama and Jumbo, Woodscope, Arla, Beige Wallet, Film House, Uber, and Culinary Art Practitioners Association of Nigeria.